wanted to give you guys perspective on 9/11, based on somebody who was not in the country at the time. I was living in England when the planes hit the towers in 2001, and it was a really different experience than from what I hear from most of the people that experience it who were living here. I was in school when the first plane hit, and everybody kind of rushed out of their classes and ran to the nearest TV, and school was just kind of paused for the time being, and nobody really knew what was going on because there was a lot of confusion. I'm sure you guys remember what that was like, but it was a very chaotic atmosphere, and people were confused and scared, and at the time it seemed natural that people were really concerned and really afraid of what was happening and what might still happen at that point, because it was just such a crazy thing and such a serious event. But thinking back, it kind of strikes me as really impressive that people in a different country were so concerned, even, elementary school kids. I was in second grade when it happened. But even little kids in a foreign country cared so much that something like this was happening. And it struck me as really, really impressive that people recognized it was something that mattered more than just something, that's in America, that's silly Americans, maybe they had it coming or something. People really cared. So as the day went on, later I went home, and some more events had happened at that point. I think the Pentagon had been struck, and the other tower was coming down, and my mom came and got me from school early, and it was a very sober kind of environment. We were not joking, we were not talking very much. We were just like, guys, what is happening? Let's try to figure out what's going on. And we were in touch all day with people in the States. We were calling friends that we had back here and family, trying to figure out what was happening. Nobody really seemed to know other than what was on the news, but there were a lot of different things on the news. So it was very chaos, a lot of confusion. And when we got back to my house, we found out that the U.S. Embassy in London was having a memorial set up, and people were bringing flowers and paying their respects. So we all loaded up and we drove downtown and went to the embassy. And that was one of the more profound things that I've experienced in my life. That was when I really became acutely aware of what it's like to be a part of something that's really bigger than yourself, which was the main thing that I learned from 9/11. Especially being in a foreign country, although we were at the U.S. Embassy, we were there with other Americans, the majority of the people that were there bringing flowers and letters and paying their respects were actually British citizens. And it was really, really powerful to see people who went out of their way. They took time out of their day to come and pay respect to this thing that had happened, not even in their country, not even to their own people, and be respectful and honor those who were in the towers and those who gave their lives to pull other people out and try to save people. So we're all aspiring to enter an Air Force that stands for more than just our own careers and our own personal goals. We're trying to be a part of something that is a lot bigger than ourselves. So I think it's a really important lesson to take away from something even as negative as 9/11. People were able to come together and unite under this issue and respond in a really positive way and take care of the people that were affected and really be a family, even if it was only for a short time. But people were really able to come together and be a part of something that was much more important than just what was going on in their own lives. So I want you guys to think about that, especially as it relates to the Air Force. We're trying to be a part of something that's more important than earning that colonel rank or lieutenant colonel rank or whatever your goal may be. Maybe you just want to join the Air Force because it has good retirement benefits. But you have to keep in mind that we're joining something that means more. It's a family. You have friends that you're going to work with. So most of the people here you probably see again in your career. It's a small Air Force. So on a small scale, on a daily basis, you need to be taking that into account. Take care of your people. Invest time in your wingmen. Get to know people. And really keep that family mentality, because we need to have that attitude when the big things happen, not just when the little things happen, like a major terrorist catastrophe. If people were just selfish and self-serving in that moment, then we wouldn't have had people, making meals for us. It was crazy the lengths that people went to come take care of us and see if we were okay. That's what we're striving for in the Air Force. So on a small scale, just on a regular day-to-day basis, you want to make sure that you're looking out for your people, taking care of their needs, and really watching out for your wingmen. So just something to take away from even a really terrible event such as September 11th. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for listening.